we're not role playing with our mouths unless you do something real weird with your keyboard.
Oh. I mean, yeah.
If you do, no judgment. But that's not normal.
I don't. Okay.
No, we use our finger to text right. Tippity tap on the keyboard.
I need to power wash that sentence.
Which part?
Just all of it.
There was nothing dirty about that sentence. Get your mind out of it. I'm just talking about using your tongue to, like, push the keys on the keyboard. That's a perfectly mundane thing to talk about.
I'm gonna power wash that sentence.
Just using your tongue to caress the keyboard.
You can look. I'm not gonna judge what you do in the privacy of your own home, but that is weird. That's not the proper way to clean your keyboard. Use compressed air.
So what was the topic?
Apparently tonguing your keyboard.
Yeah, different ways you can type. I like to usually type with my fingers, but occasionally I will switch it up and type with my toes just to be fun.
Why?
I'm lying. I'm pulling it away.
I was just like, now do you put your keyboard on the floor, or do you put your feet on the desk? Because it's a laptop situation, is like the laptop on the bed, and you just like stretch your legs out, like, yes, now I can tippy tap with my toes.
I contort my legs up to put my feet up on my desk, and then I extend my big toes out, and I hunt and peck with those.
That sounds like a really good stretch for your hamstrings.
Yeah. I've never been more limber in my life since I started tapping my toes.
I feel like hunting and pecking with your big toe, though, would be a little more fumbly, because it's the big toe.
Wait, what's your solution to typing with your toes?
Hunt and peck with your index toe.
There's no way you can get your index toe far enough away from the rest of your toes to actually press the keys down.
It's just more dexterous. It's more bendy.
It is that you are lying to me. There is no way your index toe is more dexterous than your big toe.
I mean, the big toe is sort of like the pinky. It's the dumb toe.
It's the only one you can move independently. What are you talking about?
Oh my god. How did the topic become this?
Oh god.
Why is this so fucking awkward? Because I haven't recorded in forever, that's why. Hello, my name is Feyre. I am a role player. I've been role playing.
Hi, Feyre.
Thank you. Perfect. I've been role-playing for... I want to say I've been role-playing for at least 10 years, if not longer. How old is MySpace? Because that's where I started.
Oh. You're going to really date yourself. None of the Zoomers are going to want to watch your videos. They'll be like, old.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I can go one better. I am 35.
Oh God. Old person.
And a half. No.
Oh, no.
Come on, guys. This is serious business.
Mm-hmm.
This is, but yeah. And so,
MySpace is 18 years old, by the way. It was started in 2003.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I wasn't in it that early. I don't think. graduated in 04. I definitely was not on MySpace before I graduated high school.
Oh,
That's good.
okay.
That does ruins your brain chemistry as someone who was on Facebook in middle school.
You mean Facebook wasn't around then? Facebook did not exist. I remember when I was on MySpace and Facebook like showed up on the scene, and like a handful of people stopped logging into MySpace so that they could log into Facebook. And then my friend Ellie was like, "Come on, you should like come over to Facebook. It's way better than MySpace." And I'm like, "I don't wanna." And then like every day she would message me like, "Come over to Facebook." I was like, "I don't wanna." And then like
you were already like resisting progress because you were already ancient at that point.
no, it was
104 years old.
oh my god. But I eventually
The newfangled technology came out and you were like, nah, no, I'm happy with this one.
I don't like the Zoomer technology.
Zoomer wasn't a thing back then.
Yeah, Zoomers were still fucking orphans.
Zoomers were like in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Wait.
Did I say orphans? I meant infants.
Yeah, you said orphans.
I was like, wait a minute, that's not the right word.
No, it is. Nobody wanted them. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, that got dark real quick.
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
started in MySpace.
Like
went to Second
15
Life.
years.
Yeah, maybe. Because there was
14,
like
15 years.
there was an app on there, a little vampire app, where you could like play a game, and you could be in clans with your friends. And a few people in the clan liked to like be in character, and like we'd leave comments back and forth. And I just kind of like got into it because I was like, oh, this is fun to like pretend to be like a vampire. We did that, and then we made like a MySpace group so that we could do like some MySpace kind of like forum RP for like events and stuff. And then one of my coworkers told me about Second Life and was like, yeah, there's like a vampire like game system in Second Life, and you could have like a physical like 3D avatar that like runs around. You guys could physically interact with each other, you know, virtually or whatever. So I was like, oh, that sounds cool. So I tried to get the people from the group to come over to Second Life because it was free, and I got all of my sister to join me.
Oh wow.
And that was it. One other person joined, but their computer couldn't actually handle the game. I use the term game loosely for Second Life.
Yeah, Second Life is...
Yeah, it's not really a game. It's more like a simulation.
It's something.
It certainly is something.
It is something.
But we decided to like hang out because like for some reason we like spawned in like in some random sim that had like a board that teleported you to Ireland, like Ireland in the game, obviously not like physically you know what I mean.
No, you logged into Second Life and you ended up in Dublin. You stood up from your computer like, wait a minute, I'm by the spire. What the heck?
We're not in Kansas anymore.
How'd I get here?
I like how you took on a southern fucking accent.
That's how they
But
speak in Dublin.
no, it's not.
They're like, ah. All the
Forte's gonna
Dubliners
be
are like...
pissed.
all the Dubliners are like, where the hell you get from?
I don't know if they talk like that, but okay.
That's definitely how people from Dublin talk.
And just get off their horse, like adjust their fucking cowboy hat, chew on some straw.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's Dublin?
Yep.
Dublin, Texas.
There probably is like a Dublin, Texas, or like a Dublin, Mississippi, or
Something like that. There's a
Hold
fucking
on.
Transylvania, North Carolina.
Oh my god. Hold on. Let me see if there is oh, there is.
Oh my god, where is it?
There is. There is in Texas.
Oh my god!
There's a Dublin in Texas.
Yes. There's a population of 3,604 people. Yeah.
I need to know where in Texas.
Central Texas.
Of course, it's Central Texas.
Okay, what was about your Second Life thing?
Oh, so like we ended up in like near, I don't remember like what area of Ireland we ended up in, but there was this like historic cathedral that was set up. So we were just these random vampires hanging out in a cathedral, and we didn't realize that like the vampire game system we were using was like banned on this sim. Like you were not allowed to use it. If you were caught using it, you would be like evicted.
Oh, wow.
Like insta banned and ejected and all that shit. And
Yikes.
but we were just hanging out in the cathedral. No one ever showed up because who the fuck wanted to go to a cathedral except for us weird goth kids. We were just sitting in there chatting about vampire stuff. And over the next few years we like did various different types of like play with the system. Ended up making our way onto some different vampire themed like roleplay servers, or not servers, they were called sims, but
They were servers.
basically
They were called whatever Second Life wanted to call them, but they were basically just servers.
Yeah, the servers.
And it was like this really big clan. It was really cool. Like there was this huge castle, and like we randomly decided that we were just gonna like dance in the like entryway of the castle, because the castle was like public area for everyone, and people would like come and go, and some people had rooms in the castle because they didn't have like homes elsewhere in the game. And we would like stand near the frickin' doors of this castle, just inside the thing, and just like be dancing with some random like dance emote thing that we had. And there were these two people just like across the way who were like sitting in front of the fireplace, and apparently were watching us for like a week. And eventually they came over and danced with us, and then we started this huge like, what are they called, like flash mobs for dance, and we like just danced everywhere, and it was pretty fun. But then for some reason we got like kicked out of that. I don't remember why. And so we were like, fuck it, we'll create our own sim/server. So we like made our own like server sim thing, and like made everything up. We did all the world building, we wrote all the history, we spent the time like building the castle itself and like terraforming everything, and it was a lot of fun. And we eventually got to the point where we were recruiting, and we were going to start it up, and then when one of our friends in Second Life died, and everyone, it was really tragic. Like he got into a car accident and ended up dying. Everyone was just really affected by it because he was like a really good like friend. Like we were like chatting out of the game and everything. Like he was one of the people that was watching us and started dancing with us. So we've known him for like, oh god, a year and a half, 2 years at that point.
Aww.
And everyone pretty much lost the desire to actually RP after that, or even be in the game. So we all kind of just dispersed. And then my friend was telling me about all of her shenanigans in Guild Wars 2 in a Nightmare Court guild, and telling me about like all the Scarlet stuff that was going on, and kept bugging me to get the game. I eventually got the game. Never got to see original Lion's Arch because I joined like a week before Scarlet destroyed it, and I couldn't actually like make it. I didn't know waypoints were a thing. I didn't know I could go through the grove and get to fucking Lion's Arch. And I was trying to fucking walk my level 10 ass all the way through fucking Kessex and like all the way up and around through Harathi, like down into fucking Lion's Arch, and did not make it.
No.
So I originally saw like Ruined Lion's Arch, and so Ruined Lion's Arch is my Lion's Arch, and this new Lion's Arch is just too clean and put together, and I hate it.
It was actually something that I thought of that maybe could be fun to talk about is how kind of with this surge of D&D content, role-playing as an activity is a lot more mainstream than it used to be. Even though it's like through the lens of a tabletop game, it's still like a lot more common. Like when I started, which was not even close to as long ago as you started, because I'm only about 4 years old and I've only been role-playing for a single year.
I hate you.
No. So it was like a very niche nerd activity. That's not to say that it didn't happen kind of outside of public consciousness among non-nerds. I suppose I should actually start saying my name before I start going into my whole roleplay story. But
Oops, sorry.
yeah, I am Griklov.
Hi,
That is the name I chose
Griklov.
for myself. Thank you. Very, very nice to be here, finally talking about my tremendous addiction to collaborative storytelling.
That's such a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's how I learned about it. That's what I was going to start talking about. Is that so? My first experience, quote unquote, role playing was me and my middle school girlfriend would take turns writing pieces of a story, just in like Facebook Messenger and eventually text conversations.
Middle school and Facebook.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yep. Yes, I am aware. Yeah, I am a child. I'm aware of this. Thank you.
So cute.
I was already in college.
And so from there, it kind of moved on to the more forum RP aspect, where I would find other communities who were doing that sort of thing. And I still didn't even really call it roleplay at the time. I didn't even know that's what it was called until like a little bit later. There was a subreddit that's unfortunately not as prominent as it used to be, but it was called You Enter a Dungeon. And the idea was that the person who started the post would describe what happens. For example, you enter a dungeon, and then people would comment what they/their characters would do. I take a look around and pick up a torch that I find lying on the floor at the feet of some skeletal remains of the previous adventurer, and so on and so forth, until you kind of have a complete story. And those were lots of fun to read, and even more fun to participate in, so I started making my own threads there and participating in other people's threads. From there, I got introduced to Guild Wars 2 via a friend, and I didn't do any, like, it wasn't, the introduction was purely from the gameplay point of view, and a little bit the appeal of World v World battles, which are still really cool, to be honest. I joined it during Heart of Thorns, so I played a bit for free, and then I paid for Heart of Thorns, and started playing through that. And at a certain point, I was like, I wonder if there's any of that roleplay stuff in this game. And I did like a Google search for like Guild Wars 2 roleplay, and found like the Guild Wars 2 roleplay forums or whatever they were called.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, started participating in roleplay guilds in Guild Wars 2. Kind of alongside that, I was throughout high school and college, I was playing tabletop games with my friends, but that seemed different and kind of distinct, right? Like, yeah, you were pretending to be a character in both of them, but in one of them you rolled dice to figure out what your character did, in the other one you just kind of decided and wrote your own story.
Yeah.
But as time has progressed, they've definitely merged a lot in my mind. There's a lot less of like a hard gap between them, especially because I at some point started rolling dice to see what my character would do when I couldn't decide in the straight roleplay, in the usually Guild Wars 2 stuff that I was doing. Okay, Eredi, your turn.
What? Okay. Sorry. I was so focused on cleaning. Okay.
For the record, she's not even cleaning anything IRL. She's cleaning in a fucking game.
Yeah.
Like a nerd.
I am a nerd. That's why I'm here. Okay. Hi, I'm Eredi. I've been role-playing for, I think, 16, 17 years.
How old are you?
I am 27 by Western age.
What does that even mean?
Do they
Okay.
count? Do they count years differently over there?
Yes, we do!
What?
So, I live in Korea, and we have a different calendar, I guess I could say. And we usually count our age by lunar calendar, which kind of counts the time passing through lunar cycles. And Western age, apparently, count by solar cycles, which is the Gregorian or solar calendar. But, yeah.
The United States school system has failed us.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, why is this the first time I've ever heard of
This
this?
is like genuinely like I knew like the like Chinese New Year, right? I knew that's at a different time every
because
year,
it goes
right? 'Cause
by
it's a
lunar calendar.
But I never
Apparently.
like connected the dots to
What?
make the connection that like the lunar calendar counts the years differently as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel so dumb.
No, it's a system you don't use, so why learn about it anyway?
It's important to learn about
27.
other cultures.
Okay, that's true, but alright. So I'm 27 by Western age, solar calendar. But yeah, I've been role playing ever since I was like a wee baby.
Yeah,
I
like
guess.
like an actual child. Like I was joking about myself being a child, but that's like you were like
I was
what
gonna
we
say.
Westerners would call like 10, 11.
I was gonna say because
Yeah.
like you've been role playing longer than I have,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, you couldn't see any of the gestures or expressions I made, but
Mhm. This is an audio medium. That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah. I was always just interested in imagining, pretending, and making stories ever since I was able to pick up a pencil, because my sister and I were very imaginative, and I just really liked the genre. So I started out in Neopets. I faked my age. Oh shit. Sorry.
How could you?
And I started doing forum RP there. RP subject, I guess I did, was like vampire roleplay and
Good.
wolf roleplay. Yeah.
Honestly, if you don't start out in Vampire RP, what are you doing with your life?
I know, right? So, yeah, and after I hit age 12, I think, is when I moved to Gaia Online, because I like that customization thingy a lot. Yeah, and I roleplayed there for a while, and then I began to move on to like MMO RPs, because I don't know, I'm weird, and I created groups with my friends to roleplay in those spaces, even though most people were just playing games to get achievements and get the best gear and whatever. But yeah, while I was roleplaying in Gaia, I met a friend. They're not in this guild anymore, but they decided, hey, I played this game, you want to play? Because you like MMOs? And I was like, sure. And she introduced me to Guild Wars 2, and I decided I don't know anything about the lore, so I'll just play the game as it was supposed to be played. But she was really keen on joining a roleplay with me, and she was like, hey, you should get into court RP because you really like grimdark subjects. And I was like, oh, okay. So I crammed like Sylvari lore because she really wanted to join Nightmare Court, and I was like, okay. So I sat down for 3 days just reading everything, and then I was like, I don't think this is sufficient enough. But yeah, I started throwing in applications left and right, and I eventually got accepted to this guild, and then I'm here.
Tell us about your character in the guild.
Oh, my character? Or characters?
Characters. Yes.
Okay, so I first joined with my character Dust Bloom, Ileora, and she is a necromancer, and I decided I was going to choose necromancer because it was
She's a
easy to
huge
play.
bitch, is what she is.
She is a bitch. I didn't think she would turn out this way because she is just. I was clueless still, even though I crammed for fucking 3 days. There's my F-bomb. There you go.
That's so much dedication, though. Like, I read zero
Yeah.
lore before joining the Nightmare Court Guild. I learned everything on the fucking fly.
Oh.
I also did not prepare at all. My first character, who even shares my name because I'm very unoriginal in Guild Wars 2, like literally was like some slight modification of the commander's journey through, like the base game story, the living story seasons 1 and 2 that I was aware of, and Heart of Thorns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had some lore down, basically, from playing the game, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
But I didn't, because I literally jumped into the game 1 week in. The friend was like, yo, let's join a Nightmare Court. And I was like, what the heck is that?
See,
What
I
is that?
joined the guild, the Nightmare Court Guild that I first started with, the Deadly Blooms. I joined that before I had the game.
Oh my god.
Only because
That's
my
wild.
friend was one of the admins / really good friends with the guy Corin, who was running the guild. Like, as soon as, like, she was with me, my friend was,
Wait a minute,
like...
Cal was running a guild before Entropy?
Yeah. So
I had no
basically,
idea.
yeah, the Deadly Blooms had just split off from Court of Thorns.
Oh.
And it was someone named Ardath, I think. Like, it was a larger group. I don't know if it was the Blooms that were a larger group or if the larger group was Court of Thorns. But as soon as I came in, I know that they had done my character's abduction RP. So Lily was picked up from Caledon by the Margrave of the court and brought in. And there was and then she went to one of their court meetings or classes or something.
Oh, sorry.
And she had sat there and they were talking about nightmare things, and she was like, oh my, I'm in danger. And that was the only RP that I saw, and then immediately after that there was a fracture in the court and no one RP'd for a month. So that's the time that I used to play story, get familiar with the game, and learn the lore that the game gave me. I didn't look at the wiki or anything. I just sort of tried to immerse myself in the world. Corin was actually running the class that Lily attended, and he was I don't know if he was Duke at that time, but the next time she was introduced to him, he was the Duke, which was after that month had passed, and then a little bit, but it was the Deadly Blooms back then, and Cal was the one running it.
Eredi, what about in your neck of the woods? Is roleplay a niche thing?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said before, I was always playing it. Always. Ever since I
Yeah.
could type, I
But
could.
were you a turbo nerd from the moment you started walking, or is this
I think I was because
Okay.
I was kind of raised into being a nerd because I had an uncle who was also a nerd. Well, he wasn't neat, but yeah, he showed me all this nerdy stuff Gunpla and plastic models, and showed me anime, and it was just a giant nerd. So I kind of picked up on that, and I was a nerd, and I like nerdy things, so I just roleplayed and thinking it was normal until I was told online that roleplaying was kind of a nerdy subject. And I was like, well, I don't care. Yeah, I mean, I think from what I've seen so far, it's more like a game rather than something niche now because of like all these podcasts and videos and memes. Like, I think it's mainstream now than it was before.
Yeah, it's definitely got more a wider appeal. I do hope that it will continue to grow from just being focused on like essentially just D&D, right? Like the tabletop entertainment genre is definitely expanding, which isn't to say that it wasn't already expansive beforehand. It's just like there wasn't, the further away from the most mainstream you got was like D&D was the most at the top, and the further away from that, it was like harder and harder to find people playing it. And now that started to like that influence has started to spread, and so I'm hoping that in a similar vein we'll start to see more people getting into just the roleplay side, where they realize like this playing a character bit is fun, but I don't really care about the dice and the rules that much.
Yeah,
I just want to kind of write my character and let them do whatever I want them to do within the agreed upon rules that me and my writing partner have agreed upon, and that's it. Because it's very, very freeing to not have to worry about like, oh, I don't have enough action points to do this ability. I can just be like, no, he can do it. He's trained. He's skilled. He can do it.
Yeah, consent.
I don't know where that made me giggle. I'm sorry.
How dare you find things humorous?
Sorry.
How absolutely dare you?
Sacrilege.
Shameful.
Sorry.
Stop fucking apologizing. Stand up for yourself. Grow a backbone. Jeez.
Yeah, just say it's funny.
And don't you dare say I'm sorry one more time. I will come over there. I will start fucking walking west.
I was going back and forth between saying I'm sorry and also trying to make a bone pun because you mentioned humorous and the spine. And I'm just like, how can I turn this into a pun and or joke? And I couldn't think of a way.
You got a bone to pick with you.
I don't know if my mic picked that up.
If this podcast descends into puns, I'm going to leave and never return.
You mean you're going to leave?
I will just kick the disconnect button. I swear to God. You will not get a goodbye. It will just be the bloop, and then you'll be alone and sad.
Oh. Are you gonna take Eredi with you when you do that? Or are you gonna kick me out?
Kick me out of the chat with his mod power.
I do have the power to completely ruin your recording.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
But no, I won't do that. I don't abuse my power often.
Really?
What was the original topic?
I suggested talking about authorial voice, and you guys said that sounds boring. Let's talk about licking keyboards.
That's not.
We didn't say it was boring.
No.
That's what I gathered from the fact that you started talking completely derailed.
Well, you had said maybe we should reintroduce ourselves because it's been so long, and this has literally been the entire thing that we've been doing.
Oh, well, that's the introduction. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Yeah, it's been an hour.
We'll do this again next time. Just play the recording again and see how long it takes for people to notice.
What do you mean play the recording again? Like loop it?
Next episode, just do this recording.
Just do it twice?
Just do it twice and see if anyone notices.
In order for them to notice, they'd have to actually listen to it first, and not many people actually listen to the podcasts.
Ooh, self-deprecating humor.
Oh no.
Well, it's true. We should make a list. I have no pen and or paper on me.
If only there was some kind of maybe digital writing implement that you had access to.
Yeah.
Maybe you could like press buttons and that would correspond to like letters.
Huh. do I get my keyboard to like actually take the notes?
Well, you don't use a pen or a pencil. That's a common misconception. You see that if you're looking down at the buttons, each button has a letter written on it already. So you don't need to do any writing yourself. Instead, you just you think of the letter you want to write, and you press the button that has that letter already written on it. And then that turns into a digital version of that letter.
But how do I like actually like? Because if I'm on like a web page, and I just start typing, it doesn't do anything. Like I'm trying it.
You need like some document, right? Like a digital notepad even.
Or maybe I could Google this.
Maybe you could just Google Doc it.
That's the point, Eredi.
No, it's okay. That joke wasn't funny, and nobody would have enjoyed it.
I thought it was hilarious.
Maybe you could just Google Doc it. I couldn't say the word, right? Because YouTube is owned by Google.
Yeah.
You can literally say anything. You can't just, future me, cut this out. You cannot say...
Penis.
You should see the pictures I sent on voice chat.
Yeah, there's some...
I saw them.
Penis in those.
I saw
Did you
them.
like
You
it?
fucking degenerate.
Did you like?
No.
Okay.
That's the only reason Eredi is playing Power Washing Simulator. It's to draw porn in the dirt. Apparently.
This keyboard typing thing is not working very well, Gric.
Well, I it's not how I would have done it, to be honest. I just kind of thought of these ideas, and it manifested in the world all over the place.
Oh, man.
So, forwards and backwards in time too, which was pretty impressive. But because I only thought of it in like 30 seconds, it's got some design flaws.
Right. Makes sense.
Unfortunately, the buttons have to be like physically connected to the digital space through a big box that has like a mechanical mind inside of it.
Oh, whoa! You mean like this thing that's on my desk?
Yeah, one of those.
Oh my god!
And we're doing the same. This joke is dumb. We're doing it again, and it's a dumb joke.
I'm just, yes.
Listen. I enjoy it.
I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah, he's not Hitler. He's Mr. Brightside, noted fascist Mr. Brightside from the song Mr. Brightside.
He's coming out of his cage and he's doing just fine.
He's just fine.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Oh.
That song is definitely about fascism. There's no other reason.
Yeah, it's definitely not about your girlfriend cheating on you.
It could not be even close to that kind of meaning.
He turns fascist because his girlfriend.
You know, the cage that he's coming out of is democracy. He's now just fine because he's now no.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to joke about this more. We've not dug the grave deep enough yet. Keep shoveling. We'll get out of this hole eventually.
Will we? Let's take the song line by line now. Alright, so...
Gotta be down because I want it all. And I want it all is like, I want world domination. I want all of it.
I want the whole world.
Started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? People tend to flirt with fascist ideas, kissing them, and then they take control. How did it end up like this? Well, it started out with a kiss, the kiss of fascist ideas. Stop me! Someone stop me!
Why is she taking off her dress now?
Because he's calling a cab.
Yeah.
While someone's lighting a smoke and she's taking a drag.
Taking a drag, clearly reference to fascists' hate of the other, like drag queens. Definitely not about cigarettes.
Okay.
Churning through sick lullabies.
Yeah, because fascism relies on nostalgia, but kind of perverted nostalgia that makes you feel a little bit sick to your stomach. So like a lullaby, but it's like sick, a sick lullaby.
I was gonna say, how does a lullaby make you feel sick to your stomach?
I'm saying it's like a sick lullaby, not like a lullaby that makes you feel sick to your stomach.
Okay.
Yeah, clearly, I see nothing wrong with this take of this text.
So
I am correct.
So
Mr. Brightside is about fascism.
You're okay. I can't argue.
I can.
Now, every time the song pops into your head, you're gonna be like, God damn it, Griklov, you son of a bitch.
You fucking ruined one of my favorite songs.
Fucking, so now I can't stop thinking about fascists. God, fuck, I hate that guy.
Now we can't sing it.
But getting back on topic,
what was the
possibly.
topic?
Stop caging me, motherfucker! I was coming out of my cage, I was doing just fine.
I was coming out of my cage and doing just fine, but now I'm angry because you put me back in the cage.
Yeah.
Despite all your rage.
Don't finish that.
Why are we
don't finish
going
that
back?
line.
Why are we going back to it?
Why are we going back to it? That's a good question. That's a good question, Eredi. Why have you done this?
Should we close out the one we're currently recording?
I figure we just let it dissolve into silence, and then the lack of closure would keep people coming back for the next episode.
Is that how it works? Is that what I've been doing wrong this whole time?
Yeah, I've never posted a video on YouTube before, or haven't ever looked at how it works, but I think that I'm correct, because I am white and a man. Ending's probably required at some point.
I thought we were gonna let it just dissolve into nothingness.
Oh, right, that was the plan. Thank you for reminding me. I had forgotten the words that I had said.
How could you?
In seriousness.
Squinting.
Don't squint at me. It's against my religion.
How?
I'm back.
Is it really?
No, of course not.
I just want to hear, like, what I sound like.
I personally think you sound like someone I would encounter in Southern California. Like, you have kind of like that Valley Girl kind of feel to your tone.
You do have a little bit of Valley Girl to you.
Wow.
Yeah, like I was like every time
exactly that.
Yeah, like every time I'm like talking to you, like when I started hearing you in voice, I'm like, oh my god, I can like totally like devolve into my fucking Valley shit now.
Yay!
But then like that's also dangerous because then like I say like every like 5 like fucking seconds and then I become very aware of it. Like I'm fucking aware of it right now.
It's how like everybody around me talk. Like, that's how I learned English in New Jersey. Everybody was talking like that. So it's like, yeah, that's how I talk now.
You don't
New Jersey's
sound...
very different from...
Yeah.
Yeah, from California.
Like, you don't sound like anything like New Jersey.
Yeah, it's so weird. Everybody was talking like that. And I was like...
Was it like spring break and all of the fucking Southern California college girls went to New Jersey?
I don't know.
Correct.
Like,
'cause everyone knows that when you're from kind of Valley area California, what you want to go on vacation is to a worse version of where you currently are.
really?
Wouldn't that just be Florida?
No, because Jersey's like it's got like the city nearby and overpriced suburbs and shitty beaches.
Yep.
Hey, our beaches aren't
That's
shitty.
SoCal. Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jersey is the shitty version of SoCal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're like discount SoCal.
Exactly. Discount SoCal. That's exactly how I describe like Southern
Incredible. that's going to be the intro for the podcast.
Perfect. Completely devoid of all context in relation to the topic at hand.
Listen, the fucking intro for the first video or podcast you were in, because it's not really a video, it's got a static image, but like was where we were talking about the character I made in relation, the one that I made named Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Oh
And it had nothing to do with anything else we were talking about. Which I think that was the ERP episode.
Yep.
And did I not tell you about Bernie Sanders, Eredi?
Oh, I missed it.
He's my Tempest who
Feel the burn.
Shouts "Feel the burn."
I get it now. I get it.
He's only ever going to be a Tempest. I don't use him for anything. He just exists. I think the only time I took him out was for the Quaggan March.
This is
No,
like.
that's not true. You used him in a ghost event.
Oh, that's right!
This is like go-to quote. Feel the burn.
Yeah.
Well, it's not his go-to quote. It's a campaign thing.
No, you're a Tempest.
Oh, my
Yes, the
Tempest.
Yeah.
Yes. That's literally the whole point. Like, so because it's a campaign phrase, feel the burn for Bernie Sanders.
It's not even technically a campaign phrase. It's a meme.
Yeah,
meme
well, it started
by
out.
Followers of his.
And it's a fucking meme. And so I was like, I had another Tempest who I actually geared and was using in PvP. And every time I shouted "Feel the burn," I was just like, Bernie! And then I was like, oh, dude, I should make Bernie Sanders. But I wasn't the first person to think of this, because I had to put a bunch of accent marks all over his name.
Aww.
And I used a picture of him, because you can't really make an older looking character in Guild Wars 2. I mean, you can to a point, but not Bernie old.
Why not like a Norn?
Because Bernie's not a Norn.
Why not?
He's also like, I don't know if you've seen him, but he's like not big.
Yeah, he's
Really?
he's a
He's
small
like
boy.
He's like a small, frail old Jewish man.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
It's just the fucking meme of him from the fucking Biden inauguration, where he's just bundled up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the mittens. Yep.
But yeah, I found a picture of him from early in his political career, and I tried to make my Bernie look like him, complete with like the fucking black framed glasses that apparently he used to wear, and the curly hair that he apparently used to have, and everything. And I was gonna do some fashion wars with him and try and like actually make him look Bernie-ish. But there's not a lot of clothes that actually look Bernie-ish. And I had put him in the first outfit I saw in my list, which happened to be the wedding attire. And he ended up looking like a red, white, and blue, all-American goddamn prince.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what's happening right now? Prince Bernie. Yeah.
The artist formerly known as Bernie.
Yeah. So that's what that's what I keep him in. But I did end up putting him in some cultural human armor. It doesn't look like him. You cannot capture 70s Bernie very well in Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, a disappointment.
Yeah. But yeah, I think all the other podcasts just sort of end with us just laughing hysterically, and then I fade it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think I've ever done an actual intro or outro for the podcasts.
Fair. I do remember that there was like for the first one that I was in, it was like, is there a note you want to end on?
Mm-hmm. Is there a note you want to end on?
No.
Oh.
Goodbye. End podcast.
I have a note I want to end it on.
Is it going to be something about dicks?
No.
It's about licking your keyboard, you freak.
Do you want me to?
Wait, is that, do you want me to use that as the note, or do you want me to lick my keyboard?
Oh.
Neither. What was the point you wanted? What was the note you wanted to end on?
Wow. That was a bad joke.
God.
Was that...
It's a note. It's a song note.
Oh.
It's in the do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Oh. I get it.
I'm coming. I'm gonna start walking east. West? I don't know how to get to Korea faster.
You'd have to swim.
I will. Well, I think we had 2 jokes. One of them was good and one of them was awful.
Which one was good?
Mine.
What was yours?
When I was like, wow, okay, I see how it is. No, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out if my cat is chasing a spider. Because if it is, I'm gonna fucking scream.
It's not.
Are you sure?
He's not. Yeah.
Okay.
No, my joke was when you said, is there a note you want to end things on? And I said no.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a joke.
that was a joke. That's why I laughed, and I assumed that's why you laughed.
No, I laughed because you laughed.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Sorry, whenever other people laugh, I just start laughing because I'm just like, I don't get it, but I think
it's funny.
I'm happy you're happy.
You've been boosting my confidence in my humor all night.
Oh, I mean, like,
I
you can totally tell when my laugh is real.
All a lie.
You can tell when my laugh is legit. Come on.
You've been laughing because I've been laughing at my own jokes.
That's not...
There's not a single genuine laugh this whole evening.
Oh my...
I've been betrayed.
Yeah, because there was at no point where I was fucking dying of laughter.
None. Absolutely none.
God.
How did you do this?
How could this happen to me?
I hate this room.
And that's the note we're gonna end on.
Good note.